Yo, how are y'all doing, you delinquent motherfuckers? It's your boy Slugger Suitor coming back here with another banger of a video. Now, today, we're going to be talking about my first time ever smoking weed and getting high from smoking weed. Because the first time I smoked weed, I didn't really get high, alright? I didn't inhale and I only took one bowl of it. And it didn't really work. Now, let's get into the story. So, this took place probably about 5 to 6 years ago. At the time, my good friend Bernard, which you might have heard in previous stories, also started smoking weed. And Bernard kind of influenced me to try weed, not gonna lie, alright? Because I saw that Bernard was, smoking weed. And I originally got Bernard into vaping, alright? And he was smoking weed. And he was like, yo, this shit's awesome. You gotta try this shit. And I was like, damn, I kind of want to try this shit, I tried it once before, but I didn't really feel anything too crazy. Right? So, Bernard invites me over to his house to do some weightlifting. Right? Bernard has a barn, which this whole event took place in. So the barn, it's a very big barn, but it's like a decked out man cave, all right? It's got like a bunch of like exercise equipment, and there's upstairs, and it's like a lounge. It's sick as fuck, all right? So me and Bernard start doing some lifting, all right? We're about halfway through our workout, and Bernard looks at me, and I'm like, yo, what's up? And he says, do you want to see what's in my dad's gun safe? And I was like, I do. I want to see what's in your dad's gun safe. And he gave me this evil grin, and he's told me to go follow him. And literally his dad's gun safe was like on the wall in the barn where we were lifting. It was literally like, it was a big ass like gun vault, like propped up against the wall. And he unlocked it and he screwed the knob and then fucking opened this big ass door. And it was full of guns, obviously, but there was a little container, right? And in this container, there was 2 packs of Stoner Patch Kids. Yeah, that's right, Stoner Patch Kids. That's a real OG. Stoner Patch Kids. And there was 2 pre-roll joints. Now, they were in these tubes, correct? Yeah, these tubes. They were in these tubes. And me and Bernard got a tube. And I was like, yo, Bernard, let me see these bitches. So, he showed me them. I sniffed them. They smelled like some straight gas, even though I've never really even smelled anything like that. But they smelled good, alright? It was good. So, I asked Bernard, do you think we could, do you think we could smoke this? And he looks at me, and he gives me the nod of approval. And I was like, bet. So, mind you, 7th grade, me and Bernard go on out to the lifting section, and we start sparking up. I have a video from me in 7th grade sparking this bitch up and hitting a fat ass fucking ghost, because I was vaping at the time. I was a D1 vapor. I could do crazy vape tricks in 7th grade. That was my tricks. That was my little secret talent. So, we started smoking, and about a quarter way through, I realized I was definitely feeling something. Everything was a lot more funnier. Everything was a little bit more just slowed down. Time felt like it moved super slow. And me and Bernard, we got about to the halfway point, and Bernard put it out and put it back in the tube, put it back in the safe, locked up the safe, and we were chilling. We chilled in this barn for, I don't know, probably about another 5-10 minutes. You know, let the full thing kick in. And Bernard looks at me and he says, "Yo, you trying to jump on the trampoline?" And I was like, "Bro, I am so down to jump on the trampoline." So me and Bernard go outside. First thing when I open the door, it's like a flashbang. It's like, beep. The sun's so fucking bright. I walk outside. I head back on up to the trampoline, and I start jumping on the trampoline. Now, it felt like every time I went up, I was flying. Like I was ascending. And then when I was falling down, it was like I was just crashing down like a meteor. And then I would hit the trampoline and I would go back up and ascend again. It was pretty awesome. So, after this, well, it wasn't even after this, literally during, like, I don't know, we were probably on the trampoline for like a good 10 minutes. And we were about to get off when all of a sudden a car pulls into the driveway. Now, this wasn't just any car. This was Bernard's aunt's car. Alright, now, this wasn't even Bernard's aunt that was driving the car. It was Bernard's uncle. Now, Bernard's uncle hops out of his aunt's car. And with him is Bernard's autistic cousin. We'll call him Kyle. Now, Kyle, interesting fact. Now, mind you, me and Bernard, high as hell, eyes red as fuck. Bernard's uncle comes up to us, and he is like, "Hey guys, do you mind if Kyle, comes lift with y'all?" And Kyle's like, "Yeah, I want to lift." And me and Bernard look at each other, and we're like, now, Bernard's uncle had this look in his eye, like he knew what was going on. So Bernard's uncle goes inside to talk, to probably just talk to Bernard's parents, I would assume. So we start lifting with Kyle. Now, at the time, we're in 7th grade, me and Bernard. We're only lifting the bar and like a 10 on each side, alright? Now, Kyle can't even lift the bar. Period. Like, he tried to lift and he couldn't. He literally couldn't lift. So, after all this was said and done, me and Bernard, we get a little thirsty, we get a little hungry. So we decide to walk back to Bernard's house. And Kyle comes along with us. So, Kyle follows us. We walk past, I greet Bernard's mom, and I walk past her and I go to Bernard's room. I immediately turn on my Xbox. Not my Xbox, Bernard's Xbox. And hop on Minecraft. Now, probably about 3 minutes after chilling in Bernard's room, Bernard's mom calls him into the kitchen. Alright? So I stay, I'm playing Minecraft. And about 5 minutes later, Bernard comes back in. Now, Kyle was just chilling on Bernard's bed for real. I mean, he didn't really do much, He talked to me about Minecraft for a little bit, and that was about it. But anyways, Bernard comes back in to his room, and he looks at me dead in the eyes, and he says, "She knows, bruh. She knows." And I was like, "What do you mean? How does she know?" And he was like, "She called me in to talk to me, and she said, 'Why do you smell like weed and why are your eyes red?'" And Bernard told her that we were burning brush in the back because they had a fireplace. And he said we were burning brush. And that's why our eyes are red, from the smoke from the brush. And she was calling Bernard's bullshit on that one. Obviously. So, I straight up tell Bernard, she's not gonna snitch on me to my mom, is she? And Bernard looked at me and he was like, nah, I doubt it. And I was like, bet, cool. So I text my mom and I'm like, yo mom, can you pick me up? Me and Bernard are done lifting. And she picks me up. It's probably been, after this time frame, it was probably about 2 hours after we got done originally lighting up. So the effects have definitely worn out. And I hop in the car with my mom, talk to her, everything's fine. Go home and fall asleep. But anyways, motherfuckers, I appreciate all of y'all for listening to my rambles. And I'll catch y'all motherfuckers in the next one. Peace.